Howdy, howdy, and welcome. This is Laurie. I'm going to share with you today a layout of my granddaughter. Now, in 2014, my goal this year is to use up products that I have bought in the past and never got around to using. We buy these things. We see people do videos with interesting techniques and lots of yummy products, and then we go out and we buy them and sit them on a shelf, or don't get to them right away like I do sometimes, and forget how to even use them, or I can't find the video that showed how to use them. So a lot of times I get this little shelf full of goodies building up, and I decided, nope, this year I'm going to start pulling those products and items down, and I'm going to start trying to put them together on some of the projects that I make. This one here of my granddaughter, I really like the way that this came out. I'm trying to adventure out into different types of layouts with, trying to find just that look that I want to achieve. And I like learning all the new things that people are doing to their layouts, and so this is what I've got here. Also, at the end of this, what I tried to do was also videotape as I put this layout together. Found out that my camera only videotapes a certain amount of minutes at a time, and then it shuts itself down. Unfortunately, there was lots of times when I did not notice the camera was off, and so I missed segments of the process that I did putting this together. But at the end of this, if you'd like to stay and watch, I did put together as many pieces of it that did get recorded. So if you have any other questions on the parts that you can see that didn't get taped, just ask. I'd be happy to share with you what I did. Started with this piece of paper back here, and you'll see, and like I said at the end of the video, it was just kind of a cream color, and it almost had a slight paintbrushed effect around the edges and stuff of it, but generally it was just a nice cream color, and that's really what I wanted to start with this here. The color scheme came from, obviously, the picture here of my granddaughter in her blue and brown. Also, she has you'll be able to see when I come in closer, there's a little emblem kind of thing right there on her shirt that actually kind of looked a lot like this heart stamp that I used in here. So that was kind of the inspiration in behind this. I'm also going to be adding right down in this corner some journaling. I haven't quite decided what I want to write yet, so I don't have that in here, but maybe in the pictures on my blog or Facebook will show up with what I came up for journaling in there. So like I said, I'm going to zoom down into parts of this so that you can get a better look, or lift it up to it, one or the other, so that you can get a better look at some of the things in here, because my camera doesn't show close-ups very well. So okay, so I've got this background started here, and what I did is I took my 6x6 masks and started creating some of the pattern that you see in the background. There's the brick mask one, and then this one here has just got the little tiny dots, and like I said, I'll come down and you'll see that in just a minute. Started then adding some sprays. I used the Mr. Huey's, this one is powder blue, to kind of, spray it at different angles. I kind of sprayed it out like this and then turned it and sprayed it to kind of get the different angles that I wanted to. I also used, I don't have it over here at the table, another little bit darker spray in blue. Right in here, I was spraying, and it splattered a lot more up in this area and right down in here than I wanted. So I pulled out my brushes and white paint and added some water to it. to kind of water it down, and went back over those areas. And that's what was so nice about this. If I kind of made a mistake as I was going along, or I didn't like the effect it was coming out, I was able to go back over it with my white paint and kind of blend it back out. I also ended up coming back in at one point and adding the brick mask back over. Let me see if I can zoom you down in here. Well, maybe I'll bring it up. And you can see the brick mask back here. And because of the darker blue is from Tattered Angels. I'll have to go get that color to show you. Anyway, because of the type of stuff that's in the inks in the Tattered Angel, it actually will fade back through your gesso. So I've still got some of the, as you can see there, some of the look of it through there, but it brought the definition of the brick mask back up, because once I had started adding lots of layers, that kind of disappeared into the background. And so going back over helped. This is part of that mask that I use that has the little tiny dots. And at the end, again, you'll be able to see what mask that is. And the stamp that I used here is just kind of a heart-shaped stamp. Used a little brown StazOn to put that on. So it has several layers of gesso, several layers of different sprays and paints, until I started getting kind of what I was looking for in this. Right off in here, yeah, it's a little hard to see on the video. I tip it just right. Maybe you can see this little ring of shine here. One of the other products that I had not used that I needed to use and try out was the Shimmers paint, the Texture Z. This is the patina color. And when you put it on, it comes out really shiny, shimmery. It's really a neat product. Hadn't tried it yet, so and also wasn't really sure how to use it. So I used up my own little imagination to figure out something to do. And I took a container, and I actually took and put this paint directly on the rim of it, and then pressed down and turned in a couple places to kind of give a ringed water look to it. It worked nice. It was fun to try out. When I ordered it, I also got this little free sample one of the artichoke color, and so that is also in a few little spots on the background. Now let me show you one other thing that was added that's kind of hard to see in here. Let me get it just right. I have, from Recollections, it's a peacock color, and it's these little long flakes of glitter. I guess that's the only way I know how to describe them. Kind of tinsel-y looking, if you will. And so I took glossy accents and started creating where I wanted that to go down at. And I did that just before I did all these flowers. And so I put the glossy accents down, kind of, going in amongst the bricks and fanning it out off each side and up on the top also. And dropping that glitter in, and then bumping off the extra amounts that was in there. And I like that look. I thought, ooh, that kind of, gives it a little pop around the edges there. And so I thought what I need to do now is just add a little bit more to it. Let me see if I pull my light in here a little bit. And so I grabbed out something else I hadn't used. And of course I used up the whole tube of them, so I'm going to show you the ones in gold. They're just a little tiny, what they call seed bead. A lot of jewelry makers use these for jewelry. In fact, that's where I got this at, in that section. And they were clear, completely clear little iridescent ones. And so that was fun. That was adding another texture in here. So I can turn that so you can see that texture. You see that? They're just little seed beads just coming down, kind of flowing down along with the glitter on there. Then I added some different sizes of little pearls also, just to, again, to add a little bit more dimension and texture and to play around with something different. I then added these little gem hearts that I've used them once or twice on another project a long time ago, but still have a pretty good sized package of them, so I added those in there too. Towards the end, I actually came back in and added more after I saw, what it looked like after I finished putting the rest of it together. The color scheme started off a little bit different on this piece of die-cut chipboard. This is from Creative Embellishments. It's a branch that has leaves on it, just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of chipboard. I went ahead and I actually had used some of the colors that I used in the background on it, so you'll see that also in the video, I believe. And it just didn't pop. It would blend in way too much at the background. So I went back in and I grabbed the second one, because you get 2 in a package. May even get 3, I can't remember for sure, but I know there was at least 2 in the package. So I had the plain chipboard, one that I hadn't done anything to, hadn't painted it or anything yet. And I grabbed my Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, and this is in the coffee shop color. Really dark, rich color, but has a sheen to it. And sprayed it. And I like that. I like the deep, rich brown color that it had. It was the perfect backdrop for the flowers and some of the other stuff. And behind it here, I have some cheesecloth coming out. And of course, I've got some Prima flowers. And these little brown ones here are from Spare Parts at a Hobby Lobby. And right back in here, kind of hard to see. In fact, I'm thinking about going back in and alrighty, camera died again. Probably gonna have to get a new battery for it. So let's get back to where I was. The little branch underneath the bird here, I'm thinking about doing it in the brown too, so that it kind of flows across a little bit better and kind of helps the bird stand out, because you can't quite see it tucked in there. The title is My Girl. This is another chipboard piece. This is not from Creative Embellishments. This is from a friend, and I wanted to add it on here. To pop it up, because it comes up over this wire, and I'll tell you about that in a moment, I actually just used some more pearls, because they're going to kind of show on there. So I decided if I just pop it up with pearls, it kind of looks like the pearls were meant to be there anyway. So that was a little trick that I did with that. This one had been sprayed with painted with white paint, and then sprayed with that same coffee shop color, but it came out lighter because of the white underneath it. The string here in the background actually isn't a string. It is a cloth wire that you can get in a floral department of most stores that carry floral wire and stuff. It's just what it says. It's a cloth wire. Very flexible. Very easy to mold and do what you would like with it. Oftentimes when you use string to do something like this, you have to glue it down in a lot of places, and it doesn't quite hold its shape. And this will hold its shape. And so I just kind of did a little weaving and winding of it, and then just gluing it down in a few places. So that helped a lot with it. I also changed the size of the picture, as you might see in the video afterwards. I was going to use the larger picture. It left very little room to do anything else. So I copied it off and put in another picture of her that I scanned and put in here. I've got my layers of paper at the back here, distressed and inked, and of course I've used one of my Martha Stewart punches to go around the outside edge and distress the paper as well. It's just mounted on a piece of brown cardstock, and like I've done in the past, I also then have a heavy piece of chipboard because I actually are going to be displaying these across a shelf, and it'll be able to stand up much easier that way. So let me go ahead and say thank you very much for, again, sharing your time with me. You may stay tuned and see the video afterwards of some of the process that I use to put this together. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.